Welcome to the second video. In this series of videos, I'm here to share with you how I build confidence, ride faster, smarter, and safer. If you missed the first video in this series, go check it out right now. I've covered the 6 key points to deal with fear and shared 2 points from Roger DeCoster. I shared with you my support team that taught me how to develop a champion mindset. This was a great training. If you missed it, there's a link on this page. Go watch it first and then come back, and I'll be here waiting for you. Thank you for being open-minded to talk about your fears with me. It's great to see all your comments everyone has shared. Today's goal is to give you an idea of what I do to operate at my peak performance. So now I'm going to talk to you guys about starts. This subject is incredibly important. It's the only area on the track where you can pass every single rider, and if you can get this area of your life right, it's going to make your life a lot easier. And the first thing I have for you here is body positioning. So on the starting pad, you obviously want to be pretty center in the bike, you know, to be able to apply your weight. I always like to sit pretty neutral, not too far back, so when I took off, I was going to loop out, but not too far forward. I more try to sit center in the bike, but have my body weight, as the gate would drop, I would transfer my body weight forward. This was really crucial just to keep the front end down and not wheelie and keep driving forward. And the second one is being smooth. And what I mean by being smooth is with the clutch. It's so easy to, as you're waiting for the gate to drop, to let it out too quick or just dump it as the gate drops. Sometimes you see riders do that and it looks like, wow, they really they almost like get a head start on you. They almost get ahead of you a little bit. But the better way to do it, and the way I did it, was I do about half throttle, and then I'd let the clutch out enough to where I could feel the rear tire just barely grabbing, like it wanted to engage, it wanted to let go. And so as the gate would drop, as I would let the clutch out, I would go full throttle, and then I would be real smooth with the clutch, just feed it really smooth. And like I was saying to the guy who dumps the clutch, well, yeah, if you took a picture of you guys from the side angle, the first 10 feet out, he'll have the jump on you every time. But if in the long term, in the long distance, getting the first turn, being smooth with the clutch, you're going to keep the power to the ground, and you're going to keep the front end on the ground too, but you'll fly right by him because you're way smoother. So that was really crucial. You really need to focus on being smooth with the clutch and feed it really good too. Not too much where you're burning the clutch, but where you're just getting maximum grip with the rear tire. So you're just being able to get that traction. And then lastly is just RPMs. I never liked to really hold it wide open. That was just, it didn't really work for me and my style. I always just kept it at, like I said about that, little under half throttle, quarter to half throttle. But as soon as that gate would drop, it would go full, my weight would transfer, I'd be wide open, and as I went wide open, I would just be smooth, releasing the clutch all the way out. So that was really beneficial. It helped with my starts. I got a decent amount of starts. But I also felt like the couple things that would make or break a start was also the reaction time and being too quick to, you know, if you're behind the gate, I felt like where I would make a big mistake and end up in the back of the pack most likely was when I would jump the gate. The gate didn't drop yet. I let the clutch out too quick. I was just too quick to let the clutch out. So that was kind of always where I wouldn't get a good start, or on the other front, I would dump the clutch. And that was also resultant, and I'd be popping the front wheel up the whole way down, so that really didn't end well. But the most times when I got the start, it was always smooth with the transition with the clutch. Let the gate drop, obviously your reaction time, and smooth with the clutch. And now dealing with concrete starts, obviously I wouldn't really change. You might even want to bring your body where you sit on the seat back a little bit. Concrete starts, you want to get the rear tire warmed up, get some heat in the tires, get some grip on the concrete pad. But when you release the clutch, when the gate drops and you release the clutch, you don't want to transfer all that weight forward. Not until you hit the dirt, because you want to keep that weight balanced. You want the maximum traction. If you transfer your weight forward right away, you're going to take up all the weight off the rear, and you're just going to spin the tire. So you just want to stay up, center, neutral, kind of like straight back. And also really important, again, be really smooth with the clutch, because if you dump that clutch, that rear tire is just going to spin. And shifting on the start is also really crucial. You really want to time your shifts perfect to make sure you're getting the maximum power out of the engine and the timing. But at altitude, I always started in first gear, like Lakewood, Colorado. I'd always start in first gear just because second gear was too doggy because the elevation, it makes the bike slower. But anywhere else, if it wasn't elevation, I would always start in second gear. And I would always lock my feet right in front of the foot pegs, and I would squeeze really tight. But as I would drive out of the gate, as soon as second gear would ran out, I would actually shift with my heel on the shifter. So I'd actually I wouldn't even put my feet on the foot peg. I'd just bring my foot up and hit it with my heel and pop it into third gear. And same with, I'd have my feet on the pegs by the time I would actually shift to fourth gear if it was long enough. So now dealing with, obviously going into the first turn. If you got the start, awesome. You did your job right, and it's obviously a good feeling. Being able to control that first turn, that's what you want to do, is be the first one there. But if you don't get a good start, that's where you also really want to be really smart. Obviously there's a lot of carnage, there's a lot happening, more than I could ever probably anticipate. But I always just try to stay out of trouble, keep from hitting people. The bummer part is we're not going to get the start every time, and you really need to focus on when you don't get the start, don't get too ahead of yourself. At times I would think about, oh, I'm in 10th place, I need to get to the front of the pack. Well, I would rush it, I'd end up making a mistake, and I would, I'd be way worse than 10th place. So make sure you just if you get a bad start, just say, all right, I'm going to relax and get through this first turn without being on the ground. And then from there, just pick as many riders as you can. Pick as many riders off as you can. And hey, it's dirt bike racing, give it your best. I would always also, I should say this, is that I would do 5 starts at the end of every practice day. And that was just so to keep it fine-tuned. It's not enough starts where the bike overheats and heats up, but it's enough just to keep you in that rhythm of, not making a mistake. But we ended up, we're human, we make mistakes, so. I worked very hard and applied the things I learned from my mentors to be successful. It didn't come naturally. You have to remind yourself why you are pursuing your dreams. The why is so important because that's what drives us and gives us the motivation to go after our dreams and goals. I believe in you and know if you want it bad enough, you'll do what it takes to get there. If I can save you from making those mistakes, then you can reach your highest potential quicker. Now I want to tell you about the next video I've got for you. You're going to love this one. In fact, it might be your favorite one in this series. I'm going to walk you through the topic of confidence and how you can build your confidence to believe in yourself. Here's a little preview of my 3 keys to gaining confidence. It's knowledge, practice, and find a mentor. Now I want to hear from you. What actions are you going to take to get started? Any other thoughts or questions you have? Let me know in the comments section below. If you thought this video was helpful and could help someone you know, please share it. I'll see you in the next video.